I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. What? Are you sure?
Love spells, seductive and mysterious, lure us with the promise of undying devotion, but their results can be unpredictable and perilous. When blood magic is invoked, the stakes are raised, binding not just hearts but souls in a dangerous dance that cannot easily be undone. To manipulate another's free will is to court disaster, unraveling the delicate balance of fate and inviting darkness into our lives. Tonight, we delve into the chilling tales of TikTokers who share their encounters with love spells. You'll hear from both the victims who suffered and the witches who dared to cast these spells. Some of you might be entangled in love spells and even blood magic without even knowing it. This video could shed light on the strange and unsettling events you may have experienced surrounding love, sex, and relationships.
For what? A relationship is a relationship that has to be earned, not to compromise for. And I love relationships. I think they're fantastic, they're wonderful, I think they're great. I think there's nothing in the world more beautiful than falling in love. But falling in love for the right reasons, falling in love for the right purpose, falling in love.
If it's what you truly want, I can wear her skin over mine, her hair over mine, her hands as gloves, her teeth as confetti, her scalp a cap, her sternum my bedazzled cane. We can pose for a photograph, all three of us, immortalized. You and your perfect girl.
Sex is the highest energy that you're ever going to create, right? It literally creates life. When y'all having sex with people and you're saying, this is my pussy, that's a spell. And you tell him.
Who else do we have to say that?
Pastor Brian Meadows
Pastor Brian said that.
A pastor said this?
He said that. He said that exact thing.
That's a spell. A lot of men, and that's what I mean, men practice witchcraft all the time on these women. That's why these women go crazy. And he's like, oh, you acting crazy. Well, you told her, this is my pussy. And she said yes. And now you are tethered. And you don't even know why you're going crazy because that guy treats you like crap.
Tethered.
That's the soul tie. That tethering is the soul tie. Y'all literally made a pact. Sex is the highest energy that you're ever going to create, right? It literally creates life from sex. So if you are saying chants, because that's literally what that is, while you're having sex, that is a whole ritual. He owns you until you break that soul tie, which most people don't even know how to break the soul tie. They don't even know that they have one. They just are living with it.
So after the practitioner started doing work for her, things got pretty weird. You know, of course, y'all know this was a love spell.
Yeah.
I know how I feel about love spells. I just feel like they are just so unnecessary. Now, what she did not tell this practitioner was that the man that she was trying to do this love spell on was a married man. This was a real practitioner. She would have been able to pick on that because that was the very first thing I picked up on, that this was a married man. And again, these practitioners out here are so faulty. She probably knew and did not care. Here's the killer part, y'all. It worked. She actually succeeded in getting this man to leave his wife and come to her. What they also did not pick up on is the fact that this man's wife was also a practitioner. Oh Lord, it got so heated for sis. Oh, it got hot for sis. She had that man over there and all kind of chaos just started ripping through that household. Oh, honey, it was ugly. I knew who sis was. I know sis was a practitioner. I saw it. But Spirit told me not to tell her. And I believe it was because she needed to learn this lesson. He cheated on her with multiple women, including one of her very close friends. Stole money from her. Every night he would have nightmares and proceed to try to attack her in her sleep. When they had sexual intercourse, she would continuously get BV all the time. Every time they had sex. And she said none of this stuff was happening before this work. She said her hair began to fall out. It's falling out. Honey, that could have been from stress because all the stuff that she was going through, that was a lot. She ended up pregnant and had a miscarriage shortly after. And she said she bled for like 2 to 3 months straight. And I believe she said she still was the last time I spoke to her. And she said she won't stop it. It just won't stop. And she said she's been to the doctor. They have done all of these tests and they can't find anything wrong with her, but she will not stop bleeding. All of this stuff happened, y'all, within 6 months. 6 months. All of this stuff happened in 6 months. This was the absolute worst. And I wish this on nobody, not even my worst enemy. She lost her job and her brand new 2019 Kia broke down out of nowhere and it had no problems. And she just said it wouldn't come back on. And it was almost as if it was totaled. She couldn't even, it was too much to get it fixed. It was like the engine went out on it or something. She had a very, very, very difficult time getting through this, all because she wanted this married man. Do y'all see what you have to go through when you do stuff like this? It is not worth it. So, not only did this man start cheating on her, he started doing all kinds of stuff to her. Not only that, in the end, he ended up leaving her and going back to the wife. After he left, she thought that things were going to go back to normal. And, she was kind of at this point ready for him to go because she knew that she was, this was backfire from what she had did. So after he left, it didn't stop. It got worse for her. It got really bad for her. And that's when she came calling me and asked for my help. And I kindly declined. No, I'm not about to help you. You went and put a spell on somebody else's husband. What did you think was going to happen? And then on top of that, she's also a practitioner. And it's like, that's why y'all got to be careful. That's how you know she was messing with a faulty practitioner, because this practitioner should have been able to see that this man was married and all of this other stuff. But because this practitioner probably was faulty and probably just wanted her money, she did it anyway. I hope sis found the help that she needed, because she wasn't about to get it from me. Look, I told you what to do. You didn't want to listen to me. You didn't want to listen to me and my spirit guide. So we about to help you. No, sorry. Y'all, then she had the nerve to get snappy with me. I'm confused. Isn't this your job? Aren't you supposed to help people? My job is to help folks who ain't hard-headed. The ones who care more about working on themselves than material possessions and things that is not going to help them grow. The ones who ain't out here looking for microwave blessings. The ones who see that there needs to be a change and wants to change and are willing to put in the work to see that change come through. Y'all hard-headed ones out here. If you're hard-headed, I advise you to leave me alone because I will hurt your feelings. I Take what I do very serious. This is my time and my energy that I am giving up here. And if you are not taking your journey serious, then neither am I. Y'all gonna get enough of trying to be out here getting blessings without doing the work first. A lot of these practitioners out here will not tell you that. They just want your money. These people bank on you being desperate and weak. They just want your money, and a lot of people suffer because of this. Be careful. Stop being hard-headed. Work on your inner self before you go out here trying to manifest material possessions and things that you don't even really need. Last thing, if I give you spiritual insight during a reading and you decide that you want to do your own thing and you don't want to take my advice and you end up in something that you can't get yourself out of, please do not come back to me. You need to go back to the person that helped you get into that hole.
This is Bruja magic, and what you see her making is a drink called panty tea. In Spanish, it's backwards, so it would be tea of panties. And a lot of people think that when you're doing witchcraft on someone that it's complicated, that you need to go out and purchase a lot of crystals and amulets and charms and have an altar built, a shrine built dedicated to your ancestors. And some witches do that when they're tapping into the deep essence of it, when they're getting down to the root of it. But when it comes to certain love spells, cleansing, home purification spells, the ingredients that you need for the spell itself is actually quite simple. Just like what you saw in this video, all she needed was a pair of used panties and a glass of water or whatever he was drinking. And this is pretty much a possessive spell. She's using a pair of her used panties, which she dipped into his drink, so that when he drinks it, it's like in essence, he's drinking her bodily fluids, which is a form of thelema, and that comes from Aleister Crowley. So the ingredients that are needed for some forms of witchcraft, some spells of witchcraft, it's really not that complicated at all. Please be careful what you're eating and drinking from people that you don't know and even those that you do. God bless y'all.
I'm hoping that this video is a prank, like a joke. But for those of you baby witches that are going to look at this video and think that, oh, I can do this to my man, let me inform you of a few things. Blood magic is nothing to fuck around with. That person, male or female, whoever you like, is going to become so obsessed with you. You won't be able to go around your family, your friends, nobody. They won't let you leave. It'll be all about them. They will follow your every move, including to the motherfucking bathroom. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is not a joke. Do not play around with this fucking shit. Do not serve your man, your spouse, your significant other, period, blood.
Yeah, I tasted that period blood you put in my food too, bitch. So when I go to hiding in closets and hiding up under beds and shit, know what I'm saying? Playing bumper cars and shit, don't call the laws, ho. Nasty ass bitch, don't call no law.
Can you please let me close the door? Can you stop?
For real, Rosie?
Why are you doing this? I've asked you numerous times to stop.
Because you feel for your safety, right?
Because I want you to stop.
Now you're setting me up, right?
No.
Voodoo spell story time. Let's hop into it. One day my uncle had met this fine woman. So, he had to slide on it, try to get her digits and stuff like that. So they started dating and they was feeling each other. One day she invited him over for dinner and, he went. But while he was in another room watching TV, she was stirring up her favorite dish, a famous spaghetti. But this wasn't just any spaghetti. The sauce had period in it. And and she did a ritual / spell. My uncle, not paying attention to the surroundings, he went and ate it. Then they carried on their conversations, watched a little TV, and went to bed that night. He said while he was sleeping, he had these demonic nightmares, but that wasn't just the crazy part. When he woke up in the morning, he stepped foot on the ground. He had a white substance at the bottom of his feet. Come to find out, it was salt. But it wasn't just a pinch of salt. It was a ring of salt around the entire bed. So my uncle shrugged it off, and he continued to date the shorty. I don't know why you would shrug this off, though. As time passed, he became more and more obsessive about this woman, to the point where he neglected his family. You very seldomly heard from him. He was off the grid, and they dated for years, and she made spaghetti weekly. Well, eventually, the lady ended up going through menopause, and she couldn't make the spaghetti like she used to anymore. So after a while, my uncle became continuously angry, upset, and with her not being able to do the spells that she used to, it would lead to her demise. One day while they was having dinner, he finally snapped. He took a double-barrel shotgun at point-blank range to her face and went on to serve a very long prison sentence.
See, when you're getting into magic, you need to be careful with what you're doing. If you're going to do it, make sure you know how to do it the correct way, if you're going to do it at all. And that's not me saying that you should do it, because you shouldn't do it unless you have consent to do it, or if someone willingly wants to do it and participate within this ritual. Other than that, if you don't know what you're doing and you just going into this shit blind and you just doing shit just to do it, then baby, you better know it's coming for you. But on the other hand, y'all men, y'all need to watch who be cooking y'all food. Like, be really, really aware and careful. If you do not trust this person, do not let them cook your food. Now, if you're a person that you're with and you love doing magic, you entertain the spiritual side and the ritual side, the hoodoo side of life as well, then that's fine. But if this person don't know anything about what the fuck you're doing at all and is completely clueless and don't know how to protect themselves or nothing, then don't do it, because it's not gonna turn out pretty good for you. Blood magic and anything dealing with personal bodily fluids that contains your essence and DNA and like whole fucking genetic makeup, it's very hard to break those kind of spells. So when I say be careful, because sometimes you might not be able to break it.
Y'all know real quick, especially to the guys, and women too, but especially the guys, sometimes when you feel like you can't leave a girl or whatever the case is, woman, whatever, and you feel no connection with that person at all whatsoever, you really don't like that person, but you can't figure out why you can't let that person go, let me let you in on a little secret. You don't know what people be doing in the comfort of their own homes, meaning these girls be out here putting love spells on these guys, and these guys don't know it whatsoever. Okay, I just want to let y'all know that, guys, if you can't seem to see why you can't leave this girl alone, and you have no connection with her, you don't really like her like that, is nothing to it. That girl probably done got your name bottled up in the, I don't know what they be doing, okay, but I'm just letting you know. That might be why you don't know what folks be doing, and people are, you just don't know, okay? So just be careful who you be getting intertwined with, okay? All know casting spells and things like that is so real, okay? So y'all just need to be very careful on who you give your time and energy to. As for discernment, be careful. These women is crazy, and I know men put love spells on women too, but or binding spells, whatever they be doing to where you can't leave somebody, okay? I don't know, but I just know it's true, and y'all need to be careful. It's actually sickening when people do stuff like that, but who am I to judge, okay? But I'm just saying, be careful. Now you trapped with this girl and you think it's a trauma bond. Girl probably put a love spell on you, buddy. Now you need to go get that off of you. Whatever is on you, off of you.
This is really fucked up, and I'm so sorry this happened, and I'm just trying to tell them, me speaking from experience, and I've told y'all this story before. If you go back to my videos, you'll learn a lot about me. But I have a tattoo on my chest right here that covers a scar where a man put a fucking sword to my chest and told me to walk into it. When I finally got out of the closet I was hiding in that he was stabbing the sword into, I tried to run out the door. I never made it. He punched me in the back of my head and knocked me clean the fuck out. And I woke up in Lakeland Hospital in St. Joe, Michigan, Big Harbor. The motherfucker slit my wrist both ways and left me to die. I have the scars on my wrist for the rest of my life to remind me. Even after being released from the hospital and moving to a whole different city, he found me. Everywhere I went, he would leave a toothpick in the fucking keyhole. He stalked me and claimed me as he is until the day he died some years ago.
Y'all imagine casting a love spell on a fucking narcissist and this man end up unaliving you. So y'all, I'm finna give y'all a story time on how this girl ended up losing her life all because she wanted this man to fall in love with her. So first thing first, they worked at the same facility together or whatever. And the girl had just started, I think the man, he was there for like probably 2 or 3 years or whatever. So when she came, they placed her in the department with him or whatever. So I guess he was her like trainer. They was like machine operators or whatever. So he was her trainer. He was showing her how to do the ropes and stuff like that to work in the machine. So, you know, as time go on, you know what I'm saying, they chilling. Y'all know how it is when you in a set with a man and stuff like that, and then you end up talking to the man and yada, 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 and it go from there. But from the get-go, I don't think the man was looking for no relationship, and I don't think the girl was looking for no relationship either. But somehow she ended up catching feelings for him, and he was only trying to... So after months and months of them talking or whatever, she came to him and she was just like, you know, I want to pursue a relationship, like where we stand at this point, because we've been talking for a long time, we done messed around, you know, we did this, we did that. So like, what's up? So I don't think he was feeling a relationship. I think he was like in and out with his baby mama or whatever situation he had going on the side. But I know he wasn't really into her. He was just trying to mess around with the girl. And then, y'all, he used to try to like manipulate this girl. He used to like lead her on, love bomb her. You know, it was always one-sided with him. So she was just like, enough is enough, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of playing games with you. So she laid her foot down. Basically, she was just like, you know, it is what it is. If we're going to be together, we're going to be together. We not, then just leave me the fuck alone. But somehow, I don't know, this girl could not fucking get over him. And then what's so crazy is this man knew that this girl felt some type of way. And he just wouldn't leave her alone for shit. Like, if you don't like the girl, you don't want to fuck with the girl, why you won't just leave her alone? That's what I didn't understand. So then, y'all, they stopped talking for like a minute. Probably like, I ain't gonna say a minute. They probably stopped talking for like a week or two. And they working in the same set, but they wasn't talking. Like, at this point, she know what she doing and stuff like that. So she don't have to talk to him. So, you know, somehow they end up talking. I think he ended up texting her or whatever. I don't know. But somehow they end up talking, start back talking or whatever. And, you know, it was like on the same shit. Like, it's like they never fucking left off. The conversation picked up as if they never got into it. They never had the conversation about her trying to pursue a relationship. None of that. They just picked up where it left off, and she never did bring it back up or nothing like that for a long time. So then months and months go by, they back messing around, they back, you know, flirting and all this other stuff. And then she brings up that she want a relationship again. And he just like at this point, like, you know, I'm tired of you sitting up here every few weeks or whatever, you bringing up a relationship and all this stuff like that. But he never did come direct and say, I don't want no relationship. He never did say, you know, I don't look at you like that. He never did say none of that. He led that girl on the whole time thinking that, okay, it's a possible chance that we can be together. But he never did tell her, like, he was indirect. Y'all know how narcissist is. So y'all, as time going on or whatever, you know, she was just like, okay, you know, they had started like, I don't know, it's like they would talk and stuff like that, and they would get into it about the smallest shit. And I just feel like, sis, if y'all get into it about the smallest shit, that should tell you this man is not for you. Like, God is not gonna force nothing at all. But obviously she wanted to force it. So they stopped talking for like a month. But she couldn't get over this man for nothing. She kept thinking about him, you know, and it's kind of hard when you working with this person, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand that point. But she working with the man side by side every day. She have to look at this man that she done fell in love with, and this man don't look at her the same. After he done strung her along, he done love bombed her, he done told her this, told her that, and now y'all at this point. So y'all, one day, I don't know, something came across her news feed where it was like, I don't know, y'all know when y'all in a broken-hearted relationship and all this other shit that's like relatable to your situation start showing up on your news feed, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is, it starts showing up on your news feed. She came across this little love spell, you know, how to get your man and all that. And maybe she was Googling that shit. She probably was Googling that shit. I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't. So y'all, this girl started doing her research on love spells. She was like trying to see, like, you know, what could happen, you know, how crazy will people go behind a love spell. She just started doing her research about love spells or whatever. She got on TikTok. I think she watched a couple videos. I know she watched a couple videos because a couple of them she shared. So she started watching videos about, the love spell and all this stuff like that. And y'all, every video that I saw that girl had watched or she shared or whatever, y'all, they was basically saying like, don't do that. People have unalived their partner and this and that. It's not that serious, all this stuff like that. But the girl was curious. She was curious as hell. That's why y'all gotta be careful what the fuck y'all do and who the fuck y'all trying to attach to y'all. Cause baby, this shit is not no damn joke. But anyways, so she ended up doing it, y'all. She ended up doing it one night, and I think she was like, she didn't have no results the second or third night or whatever. Like a few nights she didn't have no results or whatever. So she was just like, fuck it, she didn't believe in it. But then this man texted her out the blue. He texted her out the blue, and he was just like, I miss you. And he usually didn't text that, so she was like, damn, okay, he she didn't really think of the love spell either, y'all. She thought that it was just like a coincidence or some shit, like he just texted her, because like I said, y'all, they was on and off all the time, so she just looked at it like it was a normal routine with him. So y'all, they talking, everything going smooth and stuff like that, for like a week or two. And then he just got to accuse her. Like I said, they work at the same facility or whatever. So he got to accusing her, like every time she would talk to another guy or whatever, or somebody would say hey to her, he was like, damn, you in everybody's face. Like he would just like make little smart ass comments, but he wasn't really just throwing himself out there to show that he's like he's jealous or something. I don't know. There's probably another terminology I could have used, but yeah, y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. But anyways, she was like explaining to him, she was like, she kind of like, why you checking me? You ain't even my dude. Then when I tried to ask you about a relationship and stuff like that, you didn't even want a relationship and all this stuff like that. Mind y'all, I don't think this girl realized that love spell that she put on that man, it actually freaking worked. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to make part 2 because I'm on my break and I gotta go back in. Imagine casting a love spell on a narcissist and he unalives you. Part 2. Now, first thing first, before I even start, I just want to say a lot of y'all under the comments talking about, oh, she got what she deserved and all this stuff like that. I agree, she shouldn't have did it, but I don't agree that she got what she deserved, because no person deserves to be unalived by another person. I feel like they both was in the wrong. She shouldn't have did what she did to him, and he shouldn't have killed her. This girl got 2 kids. Y'all gotta understand, her youngest kid is 3 and her oldest is 5. And for the ones that saying that maybe he put the love spell on her first, I do agree. I completely agree. Because for some reason, she mentioned that she couldn't get over this man for nothing. No matter what she did, like she stopped talking to him, she was talking to other people, she couldn't get over this man for nothing. So 9 times out of 10, that sound like she was under the love spell too. She just kept saying that she kept thinking about him. She was having dreams about him. Like it was all the signs of, her being under a love spell. Okay, let's finish the story. So, okay, like I said, they was at work or whatever. She was talking to this dude. I think this dude spoke to her. He was asking her something about the job. I don't know what they was talking about, but he came to her and he was like, damn, you in everybody's face. And, she kind of brushed it off. She laughed and all this stuff like that. She was like, I thought you said you didn't want to pursue no relationship and stuff like that. Why you questioning me about who I'm talking to and all this stuff like that? Mind y'all, the way the girl was acting, you can kind of tell that she had forgot. I ain't gonna say she forgot about the love spell, but she probably felt like the love spell didn't work, because like I said, they was on and off, So 9 times out of 10, she probably looked at it like, he just probably checking in like he always do. So they go to their department or whatever, and he came up to her. He was asking her, like, what you and old dude was talking about, what y'all had going on. She was like, nothing, we weren't really talking about nothing and stuff like that. She didn't really go further detail about what they talking about. She just said nothing to him, and he walked away. So she said when she looked up, he was giving her like an evil look. He was giving her like a real evil look, and it kind of scared her. So she went down there and she asked him, like, why you looking at me? If she was in a playful mode. She didn't she didn't think nothing of it, y'all. She didn't think nothing of it. She didn't think that I don't think she thought that the love spell worked, like I said. So he was just like, when she went down there and asked him why he was looking at her like that or whatever, he was like, why was you in dude's face? That's what I'm trying to understand. You ain't really asked me. You said it was nothing, but I'm trying to understand why you was in his face. And she saying the same stuff, like, why you questioning me and all this stuff like that. And he was just like, don't worry about it, whatever. So they had stopped talking. They left work. He texted her and he was like, you better not be talking to that dude that you was talking to at work. And she was like, that's crazy. And y'all, what's crazy, the girl, I don't know what's wrong with her, but she asked him again about a freaking relationship. And he now, one thing about it, the love spell, I don't know how the love spell works, but he still didn't want to pursue a relationship with her. But it's like he was like obsessed with her. He was trying to control her. He didn't want her talking to nobody else type stuff. So she goes home. Both of them go home or whatever. It's the end of the day. They go home. And she said bye to him, and he didn't say nothing to her. He didn't say nothing to her. He looking at her, you know, crazy and shit. Like, he basically was in zombie mode. I don't know how that shit go, y'all, but that shit is demonic as hell. It's like, I don't know, he changed his whole face structure and stuff like that when he saw her. Like, you know, he would be having a conversation talking to somebody else, but it's like as soon as he laid eyes on her, it's like he would get in demonic mode. Like, he would just be so evil looking towards her. And she was like, she just didn't understand. So when she got home, she texted him and she was asking him like what all that was about, with you questioning me and you looking at me like that and all this stuff like that. And he was just telling her like, don't worry about it, you will see real soon, y'all. And I don't want to get emotional telling the story because the shit finna get deep as fuck. So y'all, at this point, they, like I said, they at home, they had went home or whatever, and I think they was out for the next 3 days. They was out for either the next 3 days or the next 4 days or whatever, I don't know. But he texted her and he asked her if he could see her that night. And she was like, yo, come over and all that stuff like that. And she happy, you know, she not thinking nothing of it, y'all. You could tell this her first time doing some shit like this because she wasn't really playing her cards right. She wasn't cautious about nothing. So he came to her house, you know, he's sitting on the couch, they talking, you know, she offered him a drink and both of them smoke or whatever. She offered him to smoke. And he was like, nah, I don't want none of this shit. It's like he was just evil. He wanted to be, it's like he wanted to be in her presence, but it's like he had hate towards her or something. I don't know. It's crazy. But y'all, she said she was sitting on the couch when she offered him to drink and when she offered him to smoke with her. And y'all, he just got up and choked her. He choked her and he was just like looking dead in her eyes. The same evil look he gave her at work, the same evil look he gave her when he walked through the door. He just was looking at her eyes, evil as fuck. And when he was choking her, he was just like, you better not get my shit away. You better not get my shit away to nobody. And she was just like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, you hurt me and stuff like that. Like, get off of me, bro. You hurt me. And he just started laughing. And he went back to his normal self. Y'all. And he just was looking confused. She said he was looking confused. Like, he wasn't even aware of what he just did to her. So she had made up some excuse about her having to do something or whatever, to the point where he had to leave or something like that. I don't know. I think she said she had to go pick up her child or something. I don't know. But he ended up leaving or whatever. And he texted her and he apologized to her about what he did. He was like, I'm sorry, I got too aggressive with you and all this stuff like that. So I want to let you know that I apologize. And she was like, oh, it's okay and stuff like that. She thought that shit was sweet. She thought like, oh, okay, you know, he protective of me, or, you know, he just crazy about me, you know. I don't know. But y'all, okay, so the way her house is set up, y'all, she keep her blinds open. She said she keep her blinds open all the time. You know, she sit on the couch, she smoke, she drink, you know, and she just sit on the couch and she vibe and stuff like that. She said for some reason she looking out the window and he passes by. And then she didn't really say nothing. She didn't think nothing of it because she's like, you know, in her head, she's like, that could have been anybody. You know, that could have been anybody. So I'm not just going to say that was him. That's in the back of her head. She thinking that. She didn't say that out loud, but she thinking that in the back of her head. Like, that could have been anybody. So then he comes back around, but this time he's blowing his horn. He blowing his horn hard as fuck. And she's just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, what's going on and shit like that. So she calls him. She like, did you just pass by my house? And all this stuff like that. And he just get the clicking on her like, yeah, bitch, it better not be nobody in there and all that stuff like that. I'm gonna come upstairs and beat that door down and beat you down and this and that. He just was threatening her left and right. It's like he would get aggressive with her and then he'll come back too and he'll just be nice. Y'all, this shit is crazy as fuck. Like, this shit's scary. I'm trying not to cry and all this stuff like that, because baby, it gets deep. This man was in this girl bushes waiting on her. Like, he was in her bushes, under her steps, under her car, behind the fucking trash can. Y'all, it got so crazy. Like, he didn't even recognize himself, I don't think, because it's like it was like a switch. You know, one minute he was like real aggressive with her, then the next minute he like, damn, I apologize for what I did. I don't know what came over me and all this stuff like that. That damn love spell. But anyways, I know y'all tired of these parts, but bitch, I'm at work and I ain't losing my job for now one of you hoes. Anyways, I'm finna go back in here. I'm gonna make part 3 a little later, probably when I get back on my break. So at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna make part 3. Tune in. And I'm not posting shit until I wipe my ass. Cause for one, you bitches in my comments trying to demand me post now. Post the shit right now. Hurry up and post. Who the fuck do y'all hoes think y'all talking to? Please let a bitch know, cause y'all ain't telling me what the fuck to do. When the fuck to do it. Y'all not telling me what to do. Y'all telling me when to do it, how to do it. Hurry the fuck. Somebody said hurry the fuck up. Oh, baby. Now I'm gonna make y'all ass wait till 5 o'clock. Y'all sit up there talking about, I check my motherfucking watch, it's 6:05. Why she just now bitch? Damn, y'all already know how long it take for TikTok to upload these motherfucking videos when they pass 5 minutes. Y'all know this shit, bro. Y'all know this shit, bro. Alright, lady, you run your ass after. You better act like you know how to drive that damn bike, because I'm trying to tell your ass gonna be dumped. You gonna be dumped. Listen, y'all, don't get me started. It's too early in the morning, y'all, and I'm on that bullshit. Don't play with me, bruh.
Alrighty, this is part 3 of casting a love spell on a narcissist and he unalives you. Okay, first thing first, if you haven't watched part 1, if you haven't watched part 2, I advise you to go do so you won't be confused on this story. Okay, so I believe we left off at the part where he pulled up to her house and he was blowing his horn and stuff like that, and then he called her, texted her and stuff like that, threatening her, talking about if he catch somebody in her house, he was gonna pew-poo her and he was gonna pew-poo whoever he called in the house. So y'all, at this point, this girl is scared. Why she didn't call the police right then, I don't know, but she was scared because she came to work the next day and she told me, she was like, if something ever happened to me, just know that man is the one that did it to me. And as she was telling me everything that was going on, y'all, I told her she should go and talk to the police. I did. I told her she should go talk to the police, but she told me she didn't know if he was just talking or if he was just trying to scare her or what. But I left it at that because at the end of the day, she's a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? People gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day. Like, I advised her to go to the police. She didn't want to go to the police. It was what it was. So, y'all, it was the same routine with him. He would do something crazy or say something crazy to her, and then he'll come back and apologize. But at this point, she wasn't going for it. At this point, she's like fed up because she see that it's a constant cycle with him. So y'all, we get to work and they walking beside each other. I don't know if they had a conversation. She didn't tell me that they had no conversation or nothing like that, but she was walking beside him, y'all. The girl looked scared. He looked mad as hell. It was just, I don't know. They face expressions was like they had just gotten into it or something, but she didn't tell me that part, so I can't tell you on that part. So y'all, we ended up exchanging numbers that day. The day that she told me she was scared and she felt like he was gonna hurt her, we ended up exchanging numbers. Okay, so I don't know exactly what day this was, but it had to be the day that we was out because it was like 3 in the morning. She woke up because she heard some noise at her door. She didn't think nothing of it, so she didn't go to the door. She didn't ask who is it. She didn't like do nothing, but she knows she heard some noise at her door or whatever. So y'all, she tell me she was about to take her daughter to school and this man was laying in front of her door. He didn't knock, he didn't call, he didn't text. Y'all know usually he would text and be like, can I come over, or you know, or something like that, or he'll either threaten her or something. But at this point, he popping up, not saying shit at this point. So she getting scared because it's like she don't know when he gonna pop out. You know what I'm saying? For him to be laying in front of her front door, he don't care who see her. Like, this girl got neighbors, so she know that it was like a problem. You know, like she knew it was something serious. So she asked him, like, as she was walking out the house, she was like, what are you doing? Why are you here? When did you get here? And he was acting as if he didn't even know that he was at her house. Like, he was acting like he was confused, like he didn't know what was going on. And she was just like, girl, it scared me because his face expression, you can tell his face expression was like, damn, I didn't even know I came over here. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? So, like I said, we exchanged numbers. So she told me this over the phone. And y'all, I'm telling this girl, I said, call the police. I said, girl, for him to be showing up at your house, that's something serious. Like, you need to call the police. I don't know what she was waiting on, y'all. Honestly, I don't know what this girl was waiting on, because it's so many signs that he was showing her that he's like, he's not there no more. He's not there. Like, I don't know, y'all. That spell took over that man. He was a whole different person. Like, she said he was never acting like this at first. Never. And I asked her about the love spell. And she was, y'all, she had forgotten that she even put that damn love spell. She did it. She was like, damn, I didn't know that shit had worked. And I'm just like, girl, you did that love spell on that man. That's probably why he acted the way he acted. And she was asking me what she need to do and all that stuff like that. And we both was doing our research. I was trying to help her research some shit. But when I did my research, they basically saying, like, you have to call a psychic or something like that, where somebody have to put some herbs and stuff together. I don't know. It was just a whole lot of stuff. It was a phone number on there that she was trying to get in contact with or whatever, but they wanted her to pay and she didn't want to do that. So she just let it go home. So anyways, at this point, he's at her front door, just now waking up, looking confused as hell. So y'all, she telling him, you gotta go. You gotta go. I gotta take my kids to school. Like, what are you doing at my house? She said he didn't say nothing to her. He just walked off. He walked off. He got in his car and he left. She called him and asked him what was that about. He apologized again like he always did. He sent her a long ass message. I'm gonna read that message to y'all because she sent it to me right before she passed away. The message does have her name in it. I would not be saying her name for privacy purposes. I don't know, because her family probably don't even want this information out. That's why I'm not really just telling nobody who it is, because I don't know, the family might not want that out. So yeah, let me go get my tablet and I'm gonna read y'all the message. Okay, so he texted her and he was like, Whitney, I do apologize for how I've been acting lately. I know I've been acting obsessive and possessive over you. I don't know what's coming over my body, but it's like my mindset is different. I don't know, I look at you different. I don't really know what's going on with me, but I just want you to know that I do apologize and I will seek help. That's what he texted her. She texted him and told him that she put a love spell on him, and that's probably the reason that he's acting crazy. And the moment she said that, it triggered him. It triggered him again. He came to her house. He knocked on her door. She didn't answer because she was not there. She was on her way to pick up her kids. When she came back, her and her kids was getting out the car. This man walked up to her and said, a love spell, huh? This is what the neighbors said. The neighbors said that they heard him say, a love spell, huh? And then, pew, 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 pew. That was the end of her. That was the end. And after that, pew. He took himself out. End of story. Yeah. And for the family, if the family come across this video, y'all, this is not to drag her name. This is not to drag his name. This is just to let other females know and to be aware that that love spell stuff, casting spells and stuff on people is very, very dangerous. And y'all, honestly, I didn't even realize how dangerous it is. I didn't have my knowledge on how dangerous it was. I didn't even believe in that stuff. I didn't think that stuff was true for real. But I say this to say this, y'all gotta be careful. Don't force nothing, y'all. If that person is not feeling you, if that person don't want you, don't force nothing. Don't try to go put no spell on them, no rituals. Like, don't do that stuff, because it's not worth it. That shit, it never ends good. Somebody always end up getting unalive behind situations like that. And I be seeing a lot of people saying like, oh, females crazy, they do weird shit like that. It's not just females. I promise you, it's not just females. It's men out here that be casting spells on females as well. You just got to be cautious, y'all. You got to be cautious of who you let around you. You got to be cautious of what you do. That being said, y'all stay blessed.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I have a lot of love for all the potions, the natural herbs, the oils, and all of that stuff. But I got my best results using menstrual blood or sperm, and I'm not capping. A lot of these spellcasters out here, and I'm not throwing shade, you know, they talk about all these little pretty rituals and spells you can do. But if you want to get results, you need to get nasty. You need to get dirty, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell every woman this. These men be putting love spells on you. That's why you so crazy about him. You don't know what's driving you crazy? When you having sex with that man, he whisper in your ear, is it mine? You want this? Call me daddy. You love me? Have my baby. You be feeling so good, you start saying yes. You just don't know. You just got pregnant by that man. You just gave that man your whole body. You just gave that man your soul. And that man ain't ready for no baby. He just trying to trap you so he can get sex again and again and again. It's all about pleasure with these men. That's it. Nothing else.
Baby. Go back and watch that video. And what you'll find is that he ain't lying. He ain't motherfucking lying. Words are powerful as fuck. Powerful as fuck. We already know that words are spells. And when you marry that with the power of sexy time magic, honey, lots of things can happen. This is why when I'm getting down, when I'm making love, when I'm bumping uglies, when I'm doing the horizontal tango, if you ask me, whose body is this? If you ask me,
who that Panani belonged to, I'ma always say me. I'ma always say me. I'ma always say me, cause that's who it belongs to. Basic sexy time magic 1
Make sure that you put your intentions when you actually do that, okay? After you finish, make sure that you keep that candle lit. After you finish, you're gonna go ahead and get the oil, come to me, and also the love oil, and you're gonna rub it all on the mirror, okay? And you're gonna let the candle finish. Once the candle is finished, you can throw the candle away and cleanse the mirror in whatever you want to do, okay? So just do that, and with that person will come back to you. Make sure that you like, comment, and share if you find this video to be interesting.
This is totally random, but I'm gonna talk about it because it needs to be said, only because like I went through it. Love spells, right? Magic and stuff is real, okay? If you don't believe it, I mean, you're more susceptible to like people using it on you, right? I'm talking about love spells. So I had an ex that, so a lot of men are fucking a lot of men will dabble in like witchcraft and shit and do magic, but they don't tell anyone. Some of them are in whole ass covens with other fucking people, you know, and they do spells on people. So be aware of that, because if you don't have spiritual protection, you're not saying your little prayers and shit to keep yourself safe, keeping your crystals with you, or whatever you need to do, cleansing your aura, you are more susceptible to being manipulated. So love spells are not like, I mean, everyone has free will to do what they want, but love spells can mess with somebody's free will. That's why they say not to do them. But the love spells are intentionally, they're supposed to be used with love. So if somebody already cares about you, like you guys care about each other, that's what people say, like you use it with that. So it's kind of like manipulating an energy that's already there. So if you're not conscious of that shit, that somebody's doing that, like they could put a love spell on you and they look like more attractive to you. Because I had one done on me before, and it took me after I got out of the abusive relationship and all that shit, like to realize that he did that, because it was just uncanny. Like I had this weird, like I was like crying, like I can't stand it, I need to go be with him, after he did fucked up shit to me. Like when somebody does you so fucking dirty that you know that you don't want them and you shouldn't be with them, but for some reason like you're still like unnaturally drawn to them, like that's a sign that somebody might have put a love spell on you, right? And like the thing is like you can't go against like my free will. Like if I'm deciding, right, and you keep going against that, the thing that makes it go haywire when people do love spells, and this is a warning for people out there using love spells, one thing that can go wrong when you put a love spell on somebody who doesn't, like, you're kind of messing with their free will, especially you're fucking them over and then putting a love spell on them so they'll be obsessed with you, is that love spell can go backwards and twist and they can fucking hate you after that. Like it will get fucked up and they'll fucking hate you. And that's how I feel about the person who did it on me. Like I fucking hate him. Like he's the one person that like if I found out he passed away, I would be happy. So like don't be putting love spells on people. Like the best thing you could do, I think, is put a love spell on yourself to love yourself. That will definitely make things better. You'll fucking attract everyone too. Like you won't even have to worry about like I need this one person to want me, because if you love yourself, then they'll be attracted to you. Does that make sense? Anyways, I just wanted to say that because there really are a bunch of faggot. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that. A bunch of bitch ass niggas out here that do magic, like, but they do it secretly. So like, be careful. Be careful. But like seriously, there are like really there's signs. Like it's weird when if you're not paying attention, if somebody does, because I didn't know for a long time till later, then I realized that he like does magic and shit. And obviously, how did I not fucking put that 2 and 2 together? Because whenever I talked about anything spiritual or magic related, he would always be like, "Oh, what are you talking about? I don't know anything." Meanwhile, this man literally had like fucking demonic shit all over his house. Like he would steal my underwear. Like he was doing love spells on me, you know? And it's crazy because when I realize now, like the way that my body was being pulled to him after I like left because I hated him, that shit was not natural. And then way later after we broke up and I went back to see him, he was so fucking ugly. He was so fucking ugly. You know why he was so fucking ugly? Because I could see who he really was and the love spell was broken. So like people will appear more attractive, like you'll be more drawn to them, right? But they're not, like it's because they use magic on you.
But that's why you got to do your little protections and prayers or whatever. If you don't believe in I don't know, spiritual stuff like that, you just pray for protection, okay? That's all I'm saying, because keep yourself safe, because like the men out here, a lot of them do magic on women and they don't fucking tell anyone.
Think carefully about who you're doing this for, because you won't be able to distance yourself from that person ever again. To begin, take a sanitary pad and make a hole in it. Through this hole, insert a photo of the person you wish to have in your life. Next, use red ink to write the full name of your beloved on the pad, and wear the pad overnight for the best results. If you are on your period, it is much more effective. The next day, remove the pad and sprinkle it with powdered cinnamon. Fold the pad towards you, then wrap it in a piece of your worn underwear. Then, store it in a dark place where no one can find it, and don't be surprised if the person soon becomes deeply infatuated with you. It's important to note that this ritual should be performed at night, and while it can be done on any day and during any lunar phase, it should not be performed during the last quarter moon. The optimal time for this ritual is at midnight. The best day is Friday, and the most effective moon phase is the full moon. Also, remember to focus on what you want throughout the ritual and keep visualizing that person at all times.
Some may hate me for spilling this type of tea, but I saw this twice last night in my group circle. Here are some really, really simple but direct signs, ladies, that you are under an actual spell. Like this person is doing spell work on you to keep you in a very toxic situation. Number one, you're physically drained. Anytime you connect with them via phone, text, in person, you're drained. You feel different. You feel off, or your life starts getting off. Number two, they always want to connect with you when you're in a heightened state of arousal, heightened state of rage, heightened state of sadness. And they always, and when I say connect sexually, intimately, they always are trying to navigate having intimacy with you when you're on your cycle. That is blood magic. That is a blood tie. Some other signs, no matter how often you try to get away, you can't. Like you'll move out and you'll somehow end up with them moving back in. You know, they access to your mind, your money, your body. Maybe they keep you pregnant. You know, they find a way to control big parts of your life. You may be under a spell. If you come out to my $50 group session on Sunday the 5th, I can tell you what I'm seeing if you feel this is the situation. Head over to bookside.com, join me at 12:30 p.m. in the Eastern Standard Time, or grab a regular reading, okay? Peace.
Y'all keep thinking men don't do no work out here. Shit, you see me, don't you? Shit, ain't that enough proof? My bad, y'all. I honestly forgot about this video, but let's get into it. So it's kind of hard for me to say what exactly they be saying because I don't want to get banned, but I'm a try, okay? I'm a try. So when y'all doing what y'all doing and he is in you, like I don't even know if I can say that. Hold on. So when y'all having relations and they are, you know, and they saying this is mine, you belong to me, this is mine. And whispering shit in your ear and you just agreeing to it because you in the mood and you all turned up, that's a way to sign over your energy if he's doing it with intent to take it from you. You get what I'm saying? So when he like, oh, this is mine, you belong to me, this don't belong to nobody else, your energy is mine, whatever he's saying in your ear, and you're like, yeah. When that happens, you are agreeing to his terms and conditions. So whatever he's saying and you saying yes while y'all in that intimate act, you are agreeing to it. So you give him access to your energy, you give him access to your body, to your vessel, to your punani, all that. Okay, so yeah, it's real deal out here. They don't be playing.
I was searching for the perfect girl. Hey, no girl with good pussy can't walk out of my life just so. Hey girl, no matter where you go, me and find you. I know. And even though hey, the girl my brother and bring them nice clean baby. That way baby them now.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all would be very surprised to know that there are a lot of men who are very secretive about their practices. There are a lot of men who are conjuremen, root doctors, root workers, priests, a lot of men who are in secret societies.
and they're very hush-hush about it. And women are not the only one who do love work, who do binding work, who also do hex work or whatever. So that little ritual y'all be doing in the bedroom, be careful, because you probably think that you're de-whipped, but in actuality, you are working with him to create a whole ritual. But anyways, I just wanted to shed light on that.
I have called you 5 fucking times. 5 times. This is the shit that pisses me off. I don't want to hear you had your fucking ringer off because you already know how that situation goes if I call you and you don't fucking answer. That's the shit that pisses.
You wonder why you crazy about a man that doing you wrong. That man got a spell on you. You can't let him go. You can't let him go. Every time you try to leave, when you talk to him, he put them words in your ear. Them words are spell. The spell's still working. Every time you take them back, the spell gets stronger and stronger. Until you start getting depressed, stressed out, losing your mind, crying every day. You don't put on makeup no more. You don't dress up. You don't even comb your hair. You don't even go out no more. That man got you tied down with a spirit. I'm telling you now, there's a demon holding you down all day long, make you feel like you're nothing. However he feel inside, that's how you feeling. So if he can devalue you, he can make you sit still. He know you ain't going nowhere. He know you ain't gonna do nothing with your life, but wait on him. He gonna drain you until you ain't got nothing left, and he gonna leave you for another woman. Now you gonna be sitting there crushed and broken. I'm telling you.
A lot of you sisters got a curse put on you. See, once I can get you to start a relationship with me, I can put my voodoo on you. Once I get you pregnant, I can hit you with a whammy. You ain't going nowhere. I done fucked up your life. My hex is too strong. My curse is too strong. My spell is too strong. I've bewitched you. You don't even see my sorcery. My sorcery is on a whole nother level.
But this is a serious post. I need my TikTok people to tell me what this is. So my friend just sent this in a group chat, y'all. I asked her permission. I said, you want me to post this? I said, you know TikTok gonna tell me what it is. So my friend said she found this in her boyfriend's car. Well, her newly baby daddy now, because she's pregnant. So she drove his car to work today. We asked her, like, how did you find this? Was it just sitting out? She was like, no. She dropped her phone in between the seats, and she was like, it was so far she couldn't reach her hand in. So she ended up having to get her phone from the back seat. So she reached her hand under the driver's seat to get her phone, and she said she touched a jar. She said she looked at it, but she said it didn't look like food was in it. Like, as you can see, it looks like a plant. I don't know. What is this, y'all? So, baby, we up in this group chat freaking out. She's 5 months pregnant. Find this under the seat. Like, we told her don't open it. Do she need to open it? Do she need to bust it? What do she need to do with this jar? What is this jar? Cause like from what I'm Googling, it's on some wicked stuff. We don't know who is in this jar. From what my research is, it must be linked to somebody. And she haven't told her baby daddy yet. She haven't told her baby daddy she found it. And she put it back under the seat. So this is her showing the picture, you know, she, you know, when she got it, you know, out from under the seat, and she took a picture and sent it to us. But we got scared and we just told her put it back. We just told her put it back. TikTok, tell us, tell me what she needs to do, please. Like, this is my friend. Okay, guys, the update on the jar. I'm gonna get right to it. It was a love jar. It is a love jar because it's still not disposed yet. She do want to say thank you to the ones who made the comments and, you know, put your input on things. She did read those messages last night, but she decided to ask him about it today before he went to work. She said he was real dramatic. He was crying and he was saying he's sorry, and his plan was to dispose the jar. That's why I was in the car, because she did ask him, like, okay, why are you riding around with something like this, like blah blah blah. He said that because she started to come over his house a little bit more. He had it under his bed and he was trying to figure out a way to dispose this jar and this and that. Like, right now, baby, we are speechless in the friend group right now. Because we really don't, like, I really don't know what to tell her at this point. Like, she's starting to question, like, is her feelings for him is even real, or is it because of a jar? He said that he's been having this jar for a year and a half. I think he said a year and a half. I forgot how. I think she said a year and a half, somewhere in there. So that's the update that I have on this, on the jar, y'all. I don't know. Maybe you guys will have answers, but he said he did say he was planning on disposing the jar. He said it's a picture of her and a picture of him in a jar and whatever. This man put a freaking love spell on this girl. Y'all better be safe out here, man. I'm so for real, y'all. That stuff is real, man. Y'all need to be careful with who y'all let into your energy, because these people will suck it up dry. Thank you, guys.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Key, and today I'm back with another spiritual story time. So this story is going to be called Mr. Love Spell. And before y'all go thinking, Key, you did a love spell on somebody before? No, he did it to me. Some of y'all be thinking, my dude too stupid, he don't know nothing about no love spell. That don't mean that his mama don't, his grandmama don't, and that don't mean that he won't go searching the internet for somebody to do that unjustified shit to your ass. So with that being said, let's get into the story. Alright, y'all, so we're going to name him something similar, but not exactly his name. We're going to name him Dre. So me and Dre, we had mutual friends, so we would be around each other a lot. Also, around this time, I had a newborn, and I was going through postpartum depression, which that is another thing. When you are in a low vibrational state and going in and out of depressions and stuff like that, it makes you very vulnerable to spiritual attacks. So around this time, I also wasn't spiritual, didn't know anything about spirituality, so I didn't know anything about protecting myself and my energy. So that's how he was able to get someone to do a love spell on me and make it hit. So this is going to be me telling the story from what I know now. Like, since I've been spiritual, spoke to my ancestors about it and got confirmation on everything. So Dre, before he had even approached me, he had already had the love spell done on me. So fast forward, we getting to know each other. He telling me how he just got a relationship, and I'm telling him how I just got a relationship, you know, trauma bonding type of shit. And then they say, no, we going out of town, thinking with them rounds. I'm just playing, but we going on dates, everything, shopping, on type of stuff, and everything was just so good, and then bad. It just went so bad. So the same girl he was saying that he wasn't in a relationship with anymore ended up on the other end of my line. And honey, she was upset. So to skip to the main part of the conversation, she was saying how she was getting these random messages of someone just talking straight mess to her, honey. And that they were saying that they were me. So I'm like, well, that don't even make any sense. Like, if I'm going to say something to you, why wouldn't I just say something to you from my phone when I'm going to be texting from random numbers acting like me for? That just don't make no sense. So she's like, well, I'm getting these messages. Some of them are saying they're from you, and some of them are saying they're from another girl. Ma'am, what other girl? Like, there's another one? So this other girl, we're going to name her something similar to, we're going to name her Kayla. So, still in the conversation with the girlfriend, obviously, she proceeds to tell me how every time she turns around, things keep happening to her car, like her tires keep getting slashed. And I'm just like, what the hell is really going on? I'm under a love spell and not knowing it, though. But fast forward, next thing you know, I started getting random text messages and things started happening to my car. So let's just get into the bullshit. Let me back up a second. So after I got off the phone with her, I called Dre and I'm like, so what's really going on? Because I just got off the phone with your supposed ex and she telling me X, Y, and Z and how stuff keep happening to her car and whatnot. And he just cut me off and was like, where you at? Where you at? Yeah, where you at? And I thought that was kind of odd, but I ended up telling him where I was at. He pulled up or whatever. And he was talking about, no, I went over there to see my kids and she must have got your number out my phone, called you mad and told you a bunch of lies or whatever. Now, there must have been a battle between my original mindset and my under a love spell mindset. Because my first thought was, boy, that sounds like a bunch of bull. But then it was like, as soon as I thought it, it just went away. Like, my original thought went away and we pretty much were still talking. And y'all, I'm just telling y'all what I can recall at the moment, because once someone do a love spell on you and they have control over your mind, once you come out of it, you really don't remember much because you're not in pretty much your right state of mind. Someone has domination over you or whatever. So with that being said, let's just keep it going. So fast forward maybe a couple days later or whatever, I go to get some gas, and when I go to open up the fuel tank door, there's a smushed Snicker bar just sitting there. So I'm like, damn, what the F? Like, that's odd or whatever. So I call him and I tell him what happened or whatever. And he's like, oh, maybe it was some kids playing around and they did that. Now, my original thought was bullshit. Like, I remember what that girl said. But then it's like my mind is instantly just snapped out of what I was originally thinking. And I just went along with what he said. All right, so after that, this is a whole nother day. I go to get in my car or whatever, and they didn't crank. So something was like, call your mom. So I called my mom or whatever, and then she was like, well, go to your fuel tank or whatever and see if it makes a sound, you know, when someone goes to turn the ignition or whatever. So when I go to my gas tank, I'm like, it's some like little sugary looking substance on my car. My mom was like, whatever you do, don't try to crank your car. So she gets there, we call the mechanic, he's open, so we take my car to the mechanic, and the mechanic is like, there is a bunch of sugar in your tank. So now I'm pissed, and I'm like, you're paying for my effing car to get fixed or whatever. And I was like, obviously you must be talking to this Kayla girl, because why would she be doing all this to my car? Now, I didn't know for sure that she had did it, but I had a feeling that she did. And I had came across her a couple times. She would like give me dirty looks or whatever. So I just felt like she was the one who had did that. Now, what he said after that, like after me accusing him of that, was is a blur. I'm not too sure. Now, what I can tell you, obviously, I must have still been under the love spell, because the original Key would have clocked out after having that conversation with the supposed ex. But I didn't. I was still under the love spell, so let's keep going. So fast forward, it's a good day. I done took my daughter to school. I done went to work. Y'all, I'm leaving work. And next thing you know, right before I get on the highway, my car starts shaking. It's just shaking. So I slow down. And it just starts shaking more. Next thing you know, I'm hearing stuff hit the ground. I look in my side mirror and I'm seeing stuff just hit the ground and fly off. So I slow down even more. And next thing you know, my car just went thump. Stay tuned for part 2. Alright, y'all. So part 2 is story time, Mr. Love Spell. So on part 1, we left off where my lug nuts started flying off my tire or whatever. And the next thing you know, my car dropped right before I got on the highway. So I put my hazard lights on, and literally right after that, a police officer pulls up. So what I didn't know then, but I know now for sure after confirming with my ancestors, one of my ancestors who was an uncle took over the police officer. So it was like he was on standby, like they just knew it was going to happen and was prepared for it. So the officer and my uncle who had took over pretty much, he comes to the car and he's like, look like you're having some car issues. And he looks at my tire and he's like, oh, looks like someone didn't put your tire on correctly. He was like, well, let me just call you a tow. So he called the tow truck. He stayed behind me with his lights on the entire time. And then what pretty much happened after that, like as far as like with Dre and everything goes, is pretty much a blur. So let's go on to the next part. So on to a part that I can't remember. It's maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I get woken up out of my sleep, and I hear this in a voice plain as day say, pray her away from your car. So I wasn't spiritual or anything like that then, so that part really had creeped me out, but I listened. So I'm looking out the window, and I pray over my car, I pray over my life, and then the next day I go to get my car, and nothing is wrong with it. If anybody's wondering, like, did you ever file a police report or anything? Yes, I did. And I gave Dre name and I gave Mimi name. Mimi is the supposed ex, but I don't want to keep calling her that. So Mimi name, and I gave the girl Kayla name. And then I told Dre and Mimi that I gave all of their names just in case like it was one of them. And also I knew that it would pretty much get back to Kayla just in case it was actually her doing it. Looking back at it after confirming with my ancestors, I knew that they had me do that strategically because after that, nothing else happened to my car. So in the midst of everything going on and time going by, whatever, me and Mimi, we're starting to talk more. And we're pretty much putting 2 and 2 together and seeing where words and everything is getting flipped by Dre or whatever. So the more that we would talk, the more I was starting to distance myself from Dre. It was like I was starting to come back. And the original me was starting to come back, like the things I would say and all that type of shit. After confirming with my ancestors, I know now that was the spell starting to wear off. And I know the spell was starting to wear off because I wasn't really like talking to him like that. Like I never was really messaging him first or calling him first, but I will always respond pretty much right away, but I wasn't doing that anymore. Okay, so now let's get into the final part of this entanglement of love spell, honey. So y'all gonna have to bear with me on this part because I'm having to relive this scary ass part. Well, it was scary to me. It might not be scary hearing it, but it was scary to me to go through it. And now I have to relive it to tell y'all this part of the story. But this is how I know, especially confirming now, but this is how I know my ancestors used this dream that I'm about to tell y'all to break me free of the love spell. Alright, y'all, so I'm falling, and it's this dark hole, like sunken place or whatever. That's the best way I can describe it. So I'm falling, and I'm screaming, help me, help me. Hold on. So the next part, I ended up plopping down on the couch or whatever, and there were other men and women on it, so I fell on top of them. And then there were also other men and women, and they were like reaching and grabbing on me like I was a fresh piece of meat or something. So I ended up pushing all of them up off of me. I was like just fighting my way free or whatever. And it was hard to do, but I did. I remember in the room, it was grayish looking, and then the windows, they were boarded up and you could not see outside whatsoever. So next thing you know, I'm just running, like I guess trying to find a way out of the house, and next thing you know, I end up in this hallway, and it's this door, y'all. It's this door, and I see this light, like this bright light just shining outside the door, and my ass just started running towards it. So I'm running towards this light, y'all. I'm running, and I hear this voice plain as day say, run, baby, run towards the sound of my voice. Woo. 1 second. So y'all, I get outside, and I made it to the light. And next thing you know, it's like this ghost town. It's this ghost town, and everybody is walking around like they zombies. And I forgot to mention, when I was in that room with the people grabbing on me like I was fresh meat or whatever, everybody had on like white, torn, raggedy looking clothes, and everybody outside had on them same type of clothes as well. Alright, so I'm looking at the people who are outside, and I see that they're all going in one direction. So I look to the way that they're going towards or whatever, and I see this sun, this big bright sun or whatever. So I just start running towards it. Next thing you know, I wake up and I'm just like, like how someone in the movies, when they wake up from a scary dream, that's how I was. Okay, so now the love spell is worn off and your girl Key is back, and I'm going to tell you how I know. So now that little nice Kiana, baby, she gone. Now y'all got that mean psh. The Sagittarius done took over me, okay? So Dre, he keep calling me or whatever. I'm ignoring his phone calls. He texting me. I'm ignoring his text messages. Finally, I remember I was getting me something to eat. And he called my phone or whatever. And he was just talking. And I was just like, just letting him talk. Like, I was not interested in this man, y'all. I didn't even find this man attractive like that. Like, I don't think he ugly or whatever, but if you was to line him up with anybody I've ever spoken to, you'd be like, oh, well, that's different. Like, you get what I'm saying? You know, I ain't trying to be rude or whatever, but it's just the truth. So I'm just letting him talk or whatever, and I'm just like, he's like, well, Key, you ain't really like talking to me like that no more. I say, yeah, I know, right? And then he was like, well, I'm just trying to see if you like you still feel the same way about me like I feel about you. I said, ma'am, fuck no. So I'm like, man, F no, hell no. I said, matter of fact, I don't even want to talk to you no more. Get off my line. And I hung up on him, and I ended up changing my number. So now let's just go through a recap and end this story. So now we're just going to go through a whole rundown of the story or whatever. So now I'm spiritual. This is years later. I'm connected with my ancestors. I know how to speak to them, hear them. I got my pendulum set and whatnot. And the first set of questions that came to mind was to ask him about that situation. Because like I said, I always felt like that he had put a love spell on me. And I remember I was speaking to my mom about it one time. And I told her that, and she was like, oh, I know for a fact. She from Louisiana. She was like, I know for a fact that he did, because you was not my daughter. The Kiana, I know Kiana would have been got out that situation before it even started. So the first question I asked was, did he do a love spell on me? And I got a yes, but you weren't the only one. So then I asked, did he do one on Kayla? And I got a yes. I was like, well, how about Mimi? And I got a no. So then I started asking about those text messages, because remember, I was getting little weird messages, but it would be stuff like, oh, hey, and I'd be like, who is this? And they'll be like, this is Amber. And then that would be it or whatever. But Mimi, she was getting hateful messages. So I asked, was he the one sending those messages? And I got, it was him and Kayla sending those messages. So they were just teaming up trying to get rid of a bit. So I was like, they were trying to get rid of her or whatever, like try to get her to go away. And they said, yeah. So I'm like, well, damn, nigga, you ain't never heard of just breaking up with a bit? Like, you trying to take a bit up and through that? Like, why not just say I don't want to be with you no more, you know? So yeah, honey, Kayla was trying to take a sister out, honey. I mean, like, damn, girl, it can't be that damn serious. But she was on that love spell too, so I guess you can't really too much blame her. But god damn, honey, you know. Okay, so to finish it off, when he got the love spell done on me and Kayla got obsessed with him and he got obsessed with me and Kayla. I never acted obsessed with him. He pretty much just had control over basically my mind or whatever. But I never acted obsessed with him. Like, looking back at it, like he would be the one to always call and text me or whatever. But I would always respond right away. But once I started distancing myself, I wasn't really responding to him like that. Another reason I would say he was pretty much acting obsessed with me, so I could be leaving, then went and hung out and everything, because baby, once that spell started wearing off, I started doing my own thing, yes. And I could be like driving back home or whatever, and he would be calling me. And I wouldn't answer, so then he'll be like, pick up the phone. So then eventually I end up picking up the phone, and I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, what? And whatever. And then he'll be like, so you don't see me calling you? And I'm like, yeah, I did. Shit. So then I would look in my rearview mirror, and he would be behind me in his car talking to me on the phone. The obsession with Kayla, he was pretty much still talking to her when I was long gone too. And I'm going to tell y'all something about her, and then I'm going to go real quick. So my pops, who wasn't my biological, but I spoke about him in another spiritual story time. He was locked up at the time, and during the whole situation, she was talking to him, like writing him back and forth. So fast forward, he got out or whatever, and they were talking, they were kicking it or whatever. So I guess I called him, and she heard my voice or whatever, and he was like, yeah, that was my daughter Kiana or whatever. So she was like, ooh, me and her, we had like a situation of falling out or whatever over the same guy or whatever. So I guess he asked my mom about it. My mom was like, no, let me tell you what really happened. And next thing you know, he waits till he get in the car with her, and then he calls me, he like, yo, baby girl. And that's how he talked to. Yo, baby girl, I got Kayla in the car with me, and I spoke to your mama or whatever, and Kayla pretty much gave me a rundown, and your mama, she told me to run down or whatever. He was like, I got her in the car right now. Do you feel like she did that shit to your car? Because if you tell me right now, if she did that shit to your car, you know, like it was about to be on the pop for Kayla. I'm just saying. So I know the answers that put their hand on my shoulder, because I really want to say, I don't care what you do with it, but I wasn't tapped in and stuff like that then, so this is me not knowing all what happened. So I was like, I feel like she did do it, but the fact that I don't have no proof, I'm just gonna say no. Just let it be. Do your thing. Just let it be or whatever. He like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. My mama, she from Louisiana, and anybody that know my mama from back in the day, I know that she bought it too or whatever. And I know she was wanting to get down on some folks too, but I was just like, and she was actually about to, but I was just like, no, this is before I knew like he had did the love spell on me or whatever. So I was like, no, I'm just trying to take accountability for my actions in the situation. I know my mind was pretty much being controlled or whatever. But yeah, so that was pretty much it. So that concludes Mr. Love Spell story time or whatever, and I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.
Baby girl, be careful what you wish for, or you're going to end up like Robin from The Craft. And if you don't know that reference, I highly advise you watch that movie. Good movie, but don't end up like her. Trust me. Obsession is not always a good thing. Keep that in mind.
I fall in love with myself, and I want someone to share it with me. I want someone to share me with me.
Has that happened?
Bye, Waylon! Bye! Many times, in many ways.